But a story came out late last night about how the Lions may have actually been pursuing another Campbell, not Dan Campbell, for our head coaching job. Maybe made him an offer that he turned down too. Kory, did you read about this?
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I don't. Listen, it's Dave Burkett. We've had Dave Burkett on the show. He's a reliable source. I don't see him making things up for clickbait.
Yeah.
But what the hell?
My thing is this. I want to preface this by saying, why in the world are we even considering another coach to come into Detroit with the first name Matt? That's the first thing that pissed me off.
Right.
The second thing is, how does something like this just pop up now? Because we're, the last couple months, always being updated. Meeting today with this coach. Meeting today with this coach.
Well, I heard some Matt Campbell rumblings, but it never really got any true legs. And now Dave Burkett comes out with this story, and it's like, okay, there was smoke where there was fire.
Yeah, and from what I understand is they asked Dan Campbell about this, and they've also asked Brad Holmes about it. And really the consensus was we're not going to talk about college coaches that we've discussed contracts with because that affects their recruiting. And, you don't want their players thinking that their coach is on the way out. So I don't think we'll ever get an actual answer if this was real or not. But honestly, I would have been pissed if Matt Campbell was our coach.
8 years. $68.5 million
from Iowa State, though. Like that's not a dynamic
Campbell's
program.
deal?
Huh?
What's Campbell's deal?
6 years.
Okay.
They didn't say how much. You didn't say how much money, but I will say this: I might catch some flack for this. If I'm reading that where you all read that Matt Campbell turned it down, I wouldn't want a coach that would turn down that lucrative of a deal coming from Iowa State.
Part of the Cyclones organization.
Like that makes me question your IQ to leave. You wouldn't leave Iowa State to take an 8 years, 68. I don't know, man. I'm kind of scared of a coach that would turn that deal down.
Yeah, well, from what Dave Burkett was writing, that Matt Rule, they were able to lure Matt Rule away with a hefty paycheck like that, so they were expecting to do the same with Matt Campbell, and apparently Matt Campbell grew up in the same area as Chris Spielman, so that's where a lot of the intertwining is coming in. But it was just crazy to me because I think we all love Dan Campbell, right? We're all in on Dan Campbell.
Oh, I'm all in, yeah.
Yeah, so there we go. I don't think there's any reason for us to move off of this. It's crazy to me that they would even think about offering anything before Dan Campbell. But if he wasn't our first choice, that's okay. It's who we have now. We got to embrace it, and let's move on with it. But I just thought it was really weird that story dropped at like 9 o'clock last night.
Especially an offer this hefty.
Right.
This would not go unnoticed at all. Like, there would have been some reports that have leaked this prior to yesterday.
I think if they also would have hired Matt Campbell, it would have been mutiny for real. Like, it would have been like, who the F is this guy?
Honestly, even though Dan Campbell has very limited head coach experience, like if they would have just tried to pluck somebody, this would have been we're smarter than the room Lions again. And that's where we get in trouble all the time when we try to be smart. We try to get cute. We try to pull, this guy's the next, and I understand the philosophy behind it. You're able to take like a Sean McVay. You're able to take the Cliff Kingsbury and transition them to have this prolific offense and stuff like that, moving from college to the pros. But no, don't be smarter than the room. They brought in a football guy. He's a culture changer, and they surrounded him with other football guys that are very smart. So I'm glad they went the route they did if this was true.
They showed a clear direction, and from showing that clear direction, they have stayed consistent and followed through every step of the way, from the coaching hires to the players that they've drafted and signed. So I am fine that this reported deal for Matt Campbell did not turn out to be true, because I feel that the Lions have the right Campbell, Dan.